it's a horrible Saturday afternoon, and I thought, what better than to do a video for this channel. Basically, today's video is a bit of a different one. I've been asked personally by an elegant lady, shall we say, called Miss Charlotte Howard, to do this video. She said make it 5 minutes in length, well, minimum, and to mention her and somebody else who I will mention later in the video. Basically, Charlotte is one of my college friends. I've known her for over a year, you know, and I'm going to be saying what I feel she's like as a person, you know, as a friend. Charlotte is such a, and I'm not going to sound soppy, but she is a really nice person. I mean, she's so thoughtful and caring and considerate about others. Obviously, being a typical teen, you know, she is known for being a party girl, but who isn't, to be honest, who isn't a party person? But yeah, she is just, she's full of life, she's full of energy, and I think that's what makes Charlotte so unique, so special. And I mean, I've never told her this, never told her any of this, so it's the first. I've actually said about it to camera, and she has a thing for a certain band called The Wanted. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess The Wanted are okay. The music are fine, but I can't say really bad stuff, because I did in the past, regrettably, I did say some bad stuff about them to her, and I think this kind of made her not want to speak to me a bit, which is understandable. It'll be like, you know, people attacking my idols, as it were, you know, and really looking back on it, there was no need for it. And this year, I suppose, for college, I suppose I've changed in many respects, you know. I've become mature, became more mature rather, and really I don't want to get personal with people. If they admire a certain person, then let them admire a certain person, you know. I'm not going to hold it against them. Yeah, so I mean, Charlotte is cool, and yeah, I mean, she's like, oh, Ben sing The Wanted and stuff, but to be honest, The Wanted really aren't my strong point. They're really, I mean, I'm better with like Sinatra, you know, kind of stuff like that, you know. Do what? Sorry, I can't, probably sounds like a screeching cat. Well, it has been compared, my singing has been compared to that in the past, but I didn't care, really, because I enjoy it. As you know, I get a thrill out of it, I get adrenaline out of it, and no other thing, really, no other sort of like thing makes me feel so good, you know. Even if I'm crap and I'm performing in front of like loads of people, it still makes me feel good about myself, and it makes me think I can do this, you know. I've got the guts, whereas others others haven't. I mean, I did a thing called Hope and Stage, and Hope and Stage is basically like it's basically like you can get up and sing to like songs via doing, via karaoke and bits and bobs. So I tend to do like Sinatra and Blue Blade and old stuff, proper old stuff. I don't tend to like listen to today's music. I listen to like Gangnam Style and stuff like that. That's funny because it mixes like old with new, and it's pretty clever how they've done it. Kind of like with the dance. The hand stuff and the legs and whatnot, and the bit and the lift. I mean, people who probably watch this video probably have seen it. Gangnam Style. I mean, it's one of my favourites. I mean, it reminds me, I don't know why, the song reminds me a bit of LMA. I can't even speak today. LMFAO. I had to think about that. Laughing my fucking arse off, I think that stands for. But yeah, like every day I'm shuffling. But that's it does sound the same. The melody of it sounds the same. And I suppose, like, going back to Charlotte, people like her, like that kind of music, this kind of new sort of dubs. I guess it's like, dubstep's been around quite a while. You've got Skrillex and you've got like not hip hop, but urban artists like Tiny Temper and The Wanted and all that. And these sort of people who seamlessly do the same things as like my sort of generation do. Like going out at parties, getting drunk, unafraid of pushing the boundaries, so to speak. Like when my grandma was growing up, it was completely different. Music was, it was Cliff Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis and Buddy Holly, and now it's all like The Wanted, One Direction, PSY. A lot of the music on my phone, which I showed in another video, well, not showed, I recorded on it. It took bloody ages to upload that video. But a lot of songs on here are like old music, so like stuff from the 80s, like even so far back to like the 20s. Mad, I know, but I love the old tunes because you can see the difference, because it's kind of went from Yes Sir, That's My Baby to kind of Rock Around the Clock, and then it went to kind of like Girl Let Me Rock With You, and then it kind of like basically nowadays the songs are about sex or drink or drugs, and to be honest, that's the truth. I didn't mean to be critical, but that is the truth for today's society. And I don't know how long this video has been running for at the moment, because it don't have a timer, so I can't time 5 minutes as you suggested, Charlotte. But I was going to mention another person on my course. His name is Rio. Now Rio's likes a mix between Mark Wright and who I personally think he looks like. I think he looks like Ben Elton. For those of you who don't know who Ben Elton is, type it into YouTube, you'll find some clips. I mean, he doesn't know who Ben Elton is. He has no idea. But he's like a stand-up comedian. He used to be like big in the 80s. He co-wrote like Blackadder and stuff. And he was like, Ben Elton was well known for his sort of anti-Thatcher, jokes. Like, Thatcher's a bitch, and all this stuff. And it was very sort of controversial at the time. But now it would be like, classed as kind of, yes, she was a bit of a bitch, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, he has that sort of edge. I'm talking about Lewis, or Rio, as he likes to be called, after the song Duran Duran. But yeah, he has this sort of Ben Elton style, with the kind of no boundaries, way of life, the kind of sorry, I'll keep on going. The kind of anarchy which he had, in a sense, mixed with like Mark Wright. I say Mark Wright because like Rio has a reputation for going out, having a bit of lads. He's a typical lad, to be honest. He has like lads nights out. I've never gone out with him, but if you do happen to be browsing on the internet for like, I don't know, holiday clips of like Santi, then he's the person to turn to, because it can show you how crazy it can be on a holiday to Santi, especially like teenagers, young adults. You should be able to find this channel on La Sinclair Rio. I'll say that again. Just it's all one word. La with a capital L, Sinclair with a capital S, and Rio with a capital R. So yeah, he gives me some promotion for my video, Like, he directed a TV pilot we did called Cinemania. Now, Cinemania was a kind of film review show, as it were, and I had to be the special guest. And so, like, one of the presenters, Rio's best friend, I say best friend in a strongest possible sense, well, one of his best friends, called Ashley McAndrew Hack, and he made him presenter. And they were like, so Ben, we've made you the guest. I was like, oh cool, hopefully I'll get my own script. I had to make up everything on the spot, and some of the films that were said about, because it was a summary of some of the year's films, I didn't watch, I didn't see, so I kind of struggled a bit. I had to watch the trailers and think, okay, analyse this and this, and then I came in the next day with like this script. I actually wrote the script out, or I think I can't remember, but I put it down in the table in front of us, because there was a table with like popcorn and stuff and like little knickknacks, and so I put it down, and they said, Ben, would you be able to move that out of the shot? I think Charlotte was pretty high. I think she was not she must have been like director or something. Well, Lewis was director, so what did that make sure? Something high up anyway. She was in the TV studio, so she didn't associate the actual studio where we were recording. And the message got past, Ben, would you be able to move that out of shot? I'm like, how? I'm like, I could try, but I've got to try and remember. what I am actually saying, because otherwise I'll be like which would be pretty awkward. So I had to try and memorize it in my head, all the stuff and I improved it after each take. We went take after take after take, and I wanted to make a quick throwaway comment. And the thing is just that sometimes they were going, Ben, you talk too quick, you make it really short. I'm like, what? You want me to slow down each syllable? It was crazy, but we got through it, you know. And yeah, I mean, that's how Cinemania ended. The bitter end. I mean, it could have been improved, sure. There was never a really edited version. There was I recall there was a version which is out of sync. Like, the director, who was Rio, I'm sure it was Rio, he said, I've done an edit. I've done a quick edit of Cinemania. I said, great, you know. We had to stream it in front of the whole year, as it were, at college. And he was like, but the only problem is, it's about our sync, the sound. I said, no, that's okay, that's fine, you know, don't worry about it. And it was really out of sync. It was so bad, ridiculously bad. And no disrespect to you, Lewis, you know, or Rio. I'll call him Lewis, you know. I don't call people Rio. There's no point. I mean, people can call me Benjamin. That's fine. But you know, it sounds like my grandmother's talking to me. Yeah, I was a bit angry, to be honest, because like it made not only the rest of the crew look bad and the cast, but it made me look kind of bad. I was just like, oh shit. I just like buried my head because it was just so appallingly out of sync. It was like when the other presenter was talking, I was talking. You know, you could hear me talking, if that makes sense. So yeah, Puppet. So no, Cinemania was possibly it was an experience, but it's possibly one I didn't really want to revisit again. Didn't it? I mean, maybe giving it more time and more commitment, it could have been something really spectacular. But I just think it kind of failed in a few ways. And on that note, I'm going to bid adieu because I think I've been talking for over 5 minutes, so that challenge has been won, Charlotte. And I haven't done anything kind of stupid, so you know, that's great. So I probably won't see you two till after half term. So not that you did see me the day you text me. Well, you finished anyway. So till next time, take care.